The play, a penalty. What happened here, Klutz?
Moen took a run at
Lakovic.
And
Ness took a run at Moen, and then someone was going to take a run at Ness. Lakovic took a run at him.
Moen's
on Lajoie. That does feel old school, hey?
Yeah.
It does. So as Moen went after Lakovic, the Ness responds going after Moen. And then Olescu trying to go at Ness. Gets ran into by Lakovic, and then everybody's into the pile. Lakovic with some words to Olescu as
Lavoie will boot it away from an on-rushing Raider forward back into their zone. Time ticking down in this second period. Back to center the Raiders come, but time is going to expire before Boychuk can get anything more than a last lick in, and boy did he get licked himself by Brzezinski, who caught him up high. Boychuk is down, and that's going to be at minimum a 2-minute minor for Brzezinski, as Boychuk is very slow to get up. You want to see the Wheat Kings finishing checks, but I think Brzezinski may have just carried that one a step too far.
Yeah, not sure what Brzezinski was thinking of at that moment. The period's coming to an end, but he definitely got him up just at the neck area and forced his head into the boards. You know, real dangerous hit here, so it'll be interesting how this is going to get called.
And everybody, with the exception of Boychuk, who thankfully is back to his skates, has picked a dance partner. Sobry and Klippenstein are locked up with one another in a melee. Looks like Howe and Brzezinski are at the bottom of that pile. No one who knows the name Howe should be surprised to find him in there. If you remember his brother Tanner and how active he was physically, the fact that Connor Howe is 5'7" is not going to stop him from jumping in.
Yeah, I remember Tanner Howe, good, tough competitor, and if he's got that in his blood, the younger brother here, you can expect him to be in there and in the mix just as he is right now.
So the Wheat Kings will go to the dressing room with a 4-2 lead as Ronald and Boychuk went shoulder on shoulder at the end of the period, and then Brzezinski came up high on Boychuk, which drew an immediate response from the Raiders, as you might expect. In the meantime, Klippenstein having to be bodily wrestled away by the linesman, giving the Raiders bench an earful. We will
take off. He'll try to make it a 2-on-1. Cooper Moore, left Renier, stop, rebound, scores! Just wait. No signal of a goal. No signal of a goal from the officials. The momentum of the Blazer carried the puck into the net. They'll have a look at this. No goal song here either, pumping from the Sandman Center. We got to get on that, at least sell it with the goal song, and I don't think it's going to be a goal. Blazer sort of crashed the net on the initial chance, and that drew a bit of a scrum. Lafreniere took a pass on his backhand, got it back. Puck was, wow, boy, that's close. Closer than you'd think it would be. Depends on the momentum. Yeah, well, I think the net was off, and then the puck sort of ricocheted into the net off skates.
Here's a shot by the Broncos, held on to by Hutchison. Little pushing and shoving after the whistle. Schmidt trying to go at it with a Bronco Kirichenko. Schmidt trying to load up that right hand. Schmidt just missing. Schmidt lands a right hand. Kirichenkov's helmet's off. Schmidt's helmet's off. They'll wrestle to the glass, and the linesman will get in. Schmidt trying to get a couple extra whacks in there. Kirichenkov with one last shot as well. Yeah, he almost punched the linesman there. Good job by the linesman jumping in.
Kirichenkov full marks.
Yeah, full marks, 100%.
Yeah.
Connor Schmitz plays a hard game, right?
Yeah, he's not afraid at all. Kirichenkov right in there.
A little pushing and shoving. Two willing combatants. Schmidt's gloves were off first on the replay, and then that stick was caught in there for a little while, being a little awkward. I think Schmidt's probably landed more shots. I think Kirichenkov landed that one last shot there late, but he did pretty good. Did the rookie imp.
Neutral zone draw controlled by the Blades. Dangerous hit in the corner. Tyler Parr gets in there on Bryce Pickford, and they're going to drop the gloves. Pickford going at Tyler Parr. Pickford none too pleased with that, checking the numbers. Very surprised the arm stayed down, as that was a hit on the Tiger captain from behind, and Pickford will get the better of Parr in this tilt, and we will see what comes of this as Bryce Pickford defending himself in the tilt. And I'm surprised, especially after the hit that we saw Carter Cunningham suspended for last week, that there is no arm up, let alone penalty on that hit.
Yeah, Bryce Pickford incensed, and rightfully so, as he took a shot right in the numbers in a danger area a couple feet away from the wall. Thankfully was able to get up, and it was captain on captain, Pickford versus Parr, as Pickford didn't leave him much choice. Said, we're going and we're going to do this. As it's not a ton there as Pickford kind of slips, but it's just enough contact.
Run into, not able to get the pass off, make that Finley as the sticks are up high, and now we're going to have a fight here. Max Finley going at it with Jan Skok. As Finley tied up, has the jersey up around his head. Skok trying to get some shots and not able to find a good angle to throw it as he's hitting the side of Finley. As Finley gets a good right at the end and will wrestle his man down to the ice. Max Finley had enough of the pushing towards the head.
That was a great tilt there, and you know, obviously the frustration was definitely seen on both sides. Finley took a couple shots to the head, and he said, let's go, and that was a good one there. Both sides very happy on their bench. You can see the salutes on.
Stab at what we do around here, and that's coming up. You'll see those on the intermission clock. Look out as Edmonstone covers up a puck, and then Michael was sort of pushed into him, and he goes up and over top of the goaltender, tripped on his own tender, but a little bit of force, and now we got Holberton in there trying to get at somebody, and Evis Chesson ties Holberton up, and then Holberton lost his helmet. We're going to see penalties come, and I think it'll be coincidental. Holberton and Evis Chesson, I believe, will be the two, and we're going to play some 5-on-5 hockey, or sorry, 4-on-4 hockey. Evis Chesson getting a lot of credit in our post-game show last night for his forecheck and play that helped set up the winning goal. He was
likely interference. Yeah, will be. Kelowna is going to the power play here as the puck touched by Wayman in the center ice area. Getting their dander up against the far side board was Carter Kowalik. He was looking for a Penticton B that made illegal contact in the center ice area. Sticks get a little high. Temper starting to flare, but no damage done. The Rockets will go to the man advantage here, and this will be for the third time in the game. Kelowna is 1 for 2 with the man advantage.
Bodied up by Lewandowski. Now Marcus Ruck getting in there, and we have penalties coming now, and it's going to be
probably just Marcus Ruck, if I had to guess, jumping into the scrum. Yeah, I would imagine this is just going to be one Tiger that comes out of it, but we'll see.
Offsetting minors, so Lewandowski and Liam Ruck, so it appears. And
seemingly fortunate there, as there wasn't a whole lot of direction towards a penalty potentially coming. Linesperson was in there trying to break it up. Austin Weisgerber was in there, and instead Lewandowski and Liam Ruck will both make their way into the box.
We're heading to break. Tigers.
Kenzie, Paquette, and Gagne. Here's another one. Semenuk dropping it with Darby. Semenuk working the right hands. Darby trying to get it right. Semenuk with a couple of shots to the chops. He'll land another one. Semenuk's pumping it. Darby got a right hand in as well as they wrestle down to the ice. The old dogs locking up late in the hockey game.
Oh, I didn't see how that one started, but Semenuk was incensed early.
Semenuk landed a number of shots. I think Darby got the good last one in.
Yeah.
That's not a sign of the game we've seen from Ethan Semenuk.
No, but he definitely can play it.
The reigning WHL tempo.
In the neutral zone. Yellowwaga quickly up the right wing. Now we've got a penalty coming up as Jackson Feuder is also going to drop the mitts with 6:09 left to go in the first period. It is Feuder and Smith. Smith comes high over the top with the right cross trying to connect with Feuder. Now Feuder connects with the couple, banks one off the kisser of Smith. Now Smith gets Feuder's helmet off. They're going toe-to-toe just outside the Lethbridge blue line, swinging back and forth, bit of a do-si-do. Not many punches connecting. Now Feuder gets a couple in at the end. Right as the linesmen break things up. We'll have to wait and see what the initial penalty was going to be, but a couple of veteran forwards getting after it here in the neutral zone.
I think the first one was Feuder with the check right in front of the Lethbridge bench. Took obviously one of Smith's teammates in rather heavily.
Well, on that note, we'll take.
It's a good night as the Broncos win the draw and flip it down the ice. Hutchison well out of his net. He'll toss it back through center, and that'll do it. The Warriors score 6 straight. After the whistle, Gage Nagel's in the pile. There was something happened. Someone might have shot a puck at a Warrior. Nagel didn't like it.
Shot the puck at Pavlik. Nagel wasn't having none of it.
Nagel was in there first. Nolan Paquette was trying to get in there.
That was Darby who turned around and shot the puck at Pat.
As they're tied up, Lynn's going to wrestle Newman's head down as he's hauled down. Penalty coming. It's going to be a wrestle fest as Lynn's going to get a pull the arm back like he's going to punch Newman while he's down and out.
Yeah, that's an interesting maneuver there from Howell. I know he's a big guy, and that's a spirited bout between two veteran leaders on their side, but Newman is in a very vulnerable position there. So I obviously I'm happy to see that Howell was able to kind of slow himself down there instead of a finishing punch.
Make that Howell. Yes, I do apologize. I did not see the second fourth. These jerseys from the Vancouver Giants.
Curran with it, Sauce up top. He's got Fiddler shot, Miller the save. And with Dean poking into his glove, he's unceremoniously steered out of the way by Axel Hurtig.
Well, it's been a minute since that pulling of the goaltender. All the puck play in the Calgary zone. Couple of shot attempts blocked, and finally one gets through. Tapped by the stick of Dean, caught the goaltender in the chest area. Not too serious. Someone's calling a timeout here, Brad. Interesting to watch who the coaches want to put out in this situation, right? 2-goal game. Who do you want out there for Calgary defensively? Hurtig and Pisarchuk.